Michael. First of all, just a little word about Matt Crooks. I mean, I know you mentioned last week he was going, and it's all been confirmed now. How much of a miss is he going to be for you?
Yeah, listen, Crooks, he was fantastic. He was fantastic for me. He was fantastic around the place, on and off the pitch. A real personality, and give absolutely everything he had for me, for the staff, for the club. He's a real credit to himself, and so we of course there's an element of missing him, like a lot of good players that kind of come and go, and that's the nature of football. In some ways it's unfortunate, in other ways, you know, he's going on to a new kind of adventure and a new challenge for him and his family, which, you know, football, and we're so embedded in football and we're desperate for success and the next result, but sometimes there's a little bit more to it, and Crooks is taking that choice for him and his family to go on to new things, so I wish him all the very best.
Yeah, I met him a couple of times, great bloke, as you're saying, and obviously, you know, he's scored some important goals over the last couple of years or so, and he's a good leader as well, so you're kind of missing him on two levels, aren't you, really? Yeah,
in a way, I think it's I'm not denying it. You know, he, as I said, as a character, and what he brought to the group was real credit to him, and there's an element of missing that. Being in football a long time, that you kind of you lose a player or you lose something, whether it's injury or transfer, and it creates another opportunity for somebody else to step in to take that onto another level. So that's it's constant evolution, and it's up to somebody else now to kind of step in and take Crooks's kind of position within the group, and that's how football works in the end, and you know, hopefully we can be better for it.
Is there anyone in the squad who you'd say is a natural successor to Matt Crooks?
I think everyone's individual, you know, and it's not a one personality, one character fits all. You know, I think that's the beauty of it. We've got a right mix, but we've got good ones that are all in it together. So they'll all go about things in their own way, and their own strengths, own weaknesses. Some are loud, some lead by example, some are quiet but are focused. Takes a bit of all sorts.
So will you be now looking at the free agents to see if there's anyone you can bring in to sort of help in that regard?
We're always looking, of course we are. But you know, I think we've got a really good group, and Manu's back fitting in around the group at some point over the next week or so. And I feel we've got really good options, so we're not chasing anything crazy. We're not desperate by any stretch. We're calm. We know we need to improve. Of course we do, but we're working to do that, and I really believe the boys that we've got here will make the difference for us.
Understandably, I suppose you looked really disappointed after the defeat at the weekend. How long does it take you personally to get over that sort of disappointment?
Yeah, quite quickly. I was encouraged by a lot of the game, actually. I thought we had probably a 15-minute spell in the first half where it kind of went a little bit sideways for us and unravelled. And after that, which in a game which could have gone and been a long, tough one for the boys to get through, I thought they actually got to grips with it well and played largely quite well for the rest of the game. And I actually feel like we should have got more from it than we did. So I took that as a real positive, and you know, we've got things to work on. We didn't win the game, so there's a bit of disappointment with that. But there's enough there for me to shake off and look forward to the next one.
Are you pleased in a way that you've got an away game next, because maybe home form hasn't been quite as good as you might have hoped this season?
It happens sometimes. For whatever reason, you get runs of form, you get runs home and away, whatever it is. We don't approach a game any different, whether it's home or away. I think we get probably a little bit more help at home in terms of the support and the noise and that. For whatever reason, it hasn't quite panned out over the last few weeks. But yeah, I wouldn't have a preference of now it's away. I think it's just the next one, it's the next challenge, and in some ways it's a really good challenge for us to get our teeth into, because we know exactly what we're going to go into.
And you beat Preston, I think it was 4-0 back in November, so you know what they're about. Does that make it easier when you go to their place?
I think you kind of know what most teams are about, really. You know what you're walking into. It doesn't make it easier, no. I think they're in a really good place actually, in a good run of form, and they look particularly strong. So we know the challenge that we'll face, but yeah, we look forward to it.
I think it's 6 points or 5 or 6 points off the playoffs now. Realistically, do you think it's going to be too much of a stretch to make it into I know there's 16 games or whatever it is, but it's still that sort of uncomfortable amount of points away from where you want to be. Yeah,
but it's loads and loads of football to play yet. I think if we just take a step back and look at the league, how it is and how it's been historically, whoever's at these positions in the league now never end up in them positions come the end of the season. So that's up and down. So let's take that each step at a time and step by step and keep getting better and trying to win games, see where we end up.
I suppose fundamentally what you're looking for is more goals, and you've got a few players who've scored 5 or 6, but you haven't got a Chuba Akpom or somebody like that who's going to come in with a shed load of goals this season. So what's it going to take to get those goals?
Yeah, we haven't so far, but who knows? Plenty of games to go, and the boys are capable of scoring goals. We're creating a lot of chances, and our attacking players in particular are capable of scoring goals. So I wouldn't be surprised if someone goes on a run, because it feels like it's coming.
Who would you put your money on?
Oh no, it's about the group. It's about the group. It's not about one player making a difference. It's about everyone chipping in and playing their part.
Thank you.
On that, Michael, with the league situation as it is, the 6 points for the playoffs, I mean, 2 tough away games coming up now. Does it feel important? We've said all along about keeping touch and distance with results not being as you would have liked them. Do these 2 games feel particularly important now?
Yeah, we know what's required. We know this where we are in the league, but it's really not make or break at this stage. I think we know. We're not, as I just said there, the league historically as it is, you can be in and around it with 4 to 6 weeks to play, and you can make a hell of a difference. So we're not chasing it at this stage. It doesn't mean we're not trying any harder or less. We're just giving it our best what we can, and hopefully we can have a good week. 2 big tests, 2 terrific games. Who knows what can happen.
And just to clarify on the free agent thing, when you said there you are still looking, is an ongoing thing, but it's not any further forward than last week, so there hasn't been.
It's not really a big thing at all, to be honest. No, there's not really anything in it. No.
So is it still something you are looking at, though, or is it a case of now we're just going to go with what we've got?
We're always looking at things. That's about it, really. There's nothing else to say.
Yeah. No, fair enough. On the injury front, you've said Latif is getting closer. Is he in contention for tomorrow night?
No, but he's getting closer, yeah. So hopefully over the next week or so we'll have him back, yeah.
Yeah, and is there any kind of on Isaiah Jones when he might be back?
He'd be further. Izzy's a little bit further, yeah.
Yeah. How far are we looking? Do you know?
Oh, it won't be this week. No, it'll be a number of weeks for Izzy.
Right. Yeah. On the squad, obviously, Matt Crooks left. The squad was announced, the EFL registered squad list. Matthew Hoppy was on that list again. How's he doing at the minute, and does he have a chance of kind of breaking in and getting back into contention?
He's in the squad. He's obviously our player, and he's been away, and he was on loan, and now he's back. Like when you said a few weeks back, asked me the same thing. He's our player, he's here, and of course he's part of the group.
Yeah. Is he fit again now?
Yeah, he's fit. Yeah, he's been training for a few weeks now.
Brilliant. Yeah. No worries. Yeah, that's it from me. Thanks.
How's Riley been since he got back?
Yeah, Riley's good. He's feels like a bit of a new signing, Riley. He's had a bit of a stop-start time. Showed some good form when he came back from his injury, and then he went away, and he's come back. Looked good actually. He's trained a bit now with us, and he's back in and around us. So yeah, he's good. He'll be an important player for us coming up.
He must be hungry, obviously he always will be, but particularly after the way the first half of the season went for him, desperately frustrating, and that injury, which was frustrating because it was one of those where he didn't really know at the time how long he was going to be out for. He must be desperate to get back.
Yeah, I think it was a frustrating one with Riley because of the nature of that injury. I always keep telling you we weren't exactly sure, and it was a little bit of take it as it came, and it ended up being a little bit longer than we all hoped. But in some ways, we now coming into this phase of the season, we can use that as a real positive, and that freshness, that energy, that enthusiasm, that's there from him, a rub off, and I think we'll get the benefits of that.
You've obviously had to be flexible in that forward line last few weeks with Morgan going, now Matt going, and injuries as well. But But with Riley now coming back and Sammy coming back, will that give you the chance to maybe put Hayden back into midfield where he played most of the first half of the season or last season?
Yeah, listen, it's Hayden's best positions midfield. I think we know that. We're not trying to reinvent him by doing anything else. It was just circumstances a little bit, and you can do that. You can play there. You can play off the left as he's done it, and he's done it pretty successfully actually over time by scoring goals. Yeah, I think that's the beauty of it. You know, the boys you're talking about, the forward players, they can all play them different roles, and just getting the balance right for certain games. And we definitely got something to choose from and decisions to make.
It says a lot about Hayden really that at this stage, and with not that many games in the whole scheme of things under his belt, that he can adjust to play in different positions as he has done.
Yeah, it shows the quality. I think midfield is where he feels at home, and he's played there the most. But he's certainly capable of doing other things, and when he has done that, and it's been good for his experience and his development, if anything, as well. You know, and he's handled it well, he's coped with it well, and it'll benefit him in the long run. When
you talk about Riley being like a new sign, I guess Lewis O'Brien is as well in some ways, and he's another one who I would imagine will be desperate to make up for lost time, is he?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's had a really frustrating one, Lewis, and he's trained for a number of weeks now. And we're careful because it was one of those injuries that we had to kind of look after him with and get him back fit, and now he's back fit. Obviously looking for a run of games and to be involved with the running games to kind of get right back up to speed. But yeah, he's another one which feels that way.
And just finally, obviously the season tickets were announced this week for next season. I know you've always talked about your admiration for the fans and their support. What's your message to the fans ahead of next season and with those season ticket sales now on?
Yeah, I've had great support personally. The boys have home and away, and we appreciate that. You know, we're doing everything we can to give them more to kind of shout about and to support and to enjoy. So. We're trying to do that in a certain way by playing the way we play and making it successful, you know. And so yeah, keep supporting us, keep the energy in the players, keep feeling that love and the passion for the club, and see where we can end up.
Thank you.
Well, you mentioned already Preston are on a good run again, and Will Keane scored a lot of goals. We're going to have to be mindful of that, aren't we, in defence?
Yeah, I know Will from United coming through. He's a good player. He's had a good run of games now, and they've had some players that are backing around it, back fit, a bit more of a settled team as well. And I think you can see that by the results and the performances they've got. So yeah, they're looking as strong as they've looked probably all season. So it'll be a good test for us going there.
But it's an opportunity to close that gap between us and Preston, isn't it, and other clubs around us.
Every game's an opportunity. And particularly those in around you. Yeah, definitely. It is that they'll be seeing it exactly the same way, and obviously playing at home. I'm sure they'll fancy their chances. So it's we're going there really looking forward to it, actually, in terms of the games we've had. This is one that we need to be ready for, and we know that, and the boys will be.
How do we counteract the fact that obviously with Isaiah Jones' injury and Lat's still out, and Bangura, we've lost a lot of pace in the side, haven't we? How do we counteract that?
I was thinking about playing myself up front. Listen, there's different ways to win a football game. Everyone's got different attributes, different strengths. I think some of the boys' movement. I think we've created chances, clear chances, good chances that. We feel we can start putting away and start scoring goals. So I don't think it's the creation of chances by any stretch, or the general play. I think the general play has been really good, actually. So for the majority, so it's there's ways to adapt. You know, everyone's a little bit different, and that's up to us to find that way.
And you mentioned there about the support. There should be good support at Preston and Leicester again, and I guess those away fans have played a good part in their away form at the moment, Middlesbrough away.
Yeah, the away fans are vital for us, you know, and we must be up there with the most travelling support throughout the league. The numbers are incredible, and every single game we go to, however far, and the boys notice that, and they feel that. We're going to obviously need that energy and that help and support over the next couple of games.
Great.
Can I just quickly ask, sorry, it was obviously your first return to Deepdale since the first game in charge, which feels like some time ago now. A lot's changed in that time, obviously, in particular in the kind of look of the squad. Obviously, we talked about last season the fact that there was probably too much reliance on one players, so now a lot more players who are kind of yours, who you can develop hopefully more long term. From your point of view, I appreciate on the outside, results as they are, it might have a different feeling, but on the inside, do you feel like this is heading in the right direction still, and there's a lot to be optimistic about?
I do, yeah, I do. I think, and I get your point. Listen, results are not largely dictate kind of the feeling around the place. But for sure, you take a step back and you look at it in the foundation and actually building on something and having something to build on in the foundation. I do feel that we've got that. We all want instant success, and I'm craving it, and the boys are craving it. We want that, but I do feel that going about it the way we are, longevity and steps to improve are a lot better to come from a foundation rather than a bit more sporadic of transfer window to transfer window. Sometimes that takes a bit of time. Sometimes you've got to help the younger boys. It's not all about younger boys, but sometimes you've got to help them develop and the experience. So that's quite exciting for me. But I'm fully aware that it's about results. It's about winning games. It's about finishing as high up the league, because that's exactly what we're all in it for. But it does give me a lot of hope and encouragement for what's coming up.